क्या रे हीरो, 2 महीने का रेंट किधर है तेरा? ये चप्पल क्या दिख रहा है? इससे मारू क्या तेरे को?
ओ सर, आपके रेंट से ज्यादा एक्सपेंसिव है ये। हाथ लगाने के पैसे लेता हूँ मैं। हाँ, आपका रेंट कितना हुआ था? ये 20,000 ना। हेलो, मजे करो। आ जाते कहाँ से।
You see these shoes? These shoes cost 26 lakh 60,104 rupees. That is more than 40 iPhones, 10 Alto cars, and a 2 BHK apartment in the outskirts of Bangalore. But wait, it gets crazier. When this shoe came out in 1985, it started a market for reselling shoes, which today is worth $86.8 billion. That is more than the GDP of Sri Lanka. This is because a lot more people are obsessed with collecting these shoes, and this demand has shot the price of some of these shoes into lakhs of rupees. But the question here is, why are people paying lakhs of rupees to buy second-hand shoes? Let me take you back in time. It all started with basketball. Michael Jordan and Nike basically signed a deal together, and over the next couple of years, Michael Jordan went on to become not just one of the best basketball players in the world, but one of the most popular figures in the world. Taking advantage of this position, Nike and Michael Jordan collaborated to launch the iconic Air Jordan 1s in 1985, and this started the limited edition sneaker market. This was the very first time we saw the concept of exclusivity in sneakers. One of the reasons why people pay ridiculous money for these sneakers is owning a pair of these exclusive sneakers makes them feel like they're a part of an exclusive club that loves Michael Jordan and his style. This Michael Jordan collaboration was just the first. More recently, Nike has also made limited edition sneakers with popular figures like Travis Scott, Kendrick Lamar, Serena Williams, and Adidas paired with Kanye West to create these notorious Yeezys. So back in the 90s, shops started selling these rare sneakers, and when the internet came along, not just shops but regular sneaker enthusiasts were beginning to make a business out of reselling shoes on the internet. And when photo sharing platforms like Instagram came out, the market literally blew up. Which brings me to today, the sneaker culture is trending in India. It's not just because people want to collect cool sneakers, it's much bigger than that. It's almost a $3 billion market in India, and to understand how this happens, we need to first understand the sneaker economy. So the sneaker economy is actually really interesting. It's kind of like a mix of movie ticketing, stock trading, and a little bit like Pokemon card trading. Let me explain. Starting with movie ticketing. So when I was a kid, much before the digital age, Bollywood was literally at its peak. Fans stood in queues, skipped college, and literally camped outside theaters for days to buy tickets for a new SRK movie. And something very similar happens when a limited edition sneaker drops by, let's say, Nike. Sneaker enthusiasts or sneakerheads pause their lives and wait in line eagerly to buy these limited edition sneakers. This queue today has moved online.
सर जी, ये राशन की दुकान खुलने को कितना टाइम लेगा?
क्या बताएं भैया, पिछले 4 घंटे तो साला हम लोग खड़े हैं।
4 घंटे परिवार के लिए करना पड़ता है।
हाँ, परिवार बहुत जरूरी है।
इसको कौन बुलाया?
और कितना टाइम लगने वाला है ब्रो?
नो ब्रो, मैं खुद पिछले 4 आवर्स से खड़ा हूँ। जस्ट
4 hours करना पड़ता है फैमिली के लिए।
Yeah, bro. Can I say culture is my family, you know?
Streetwear.
Yeah.
High pitch, bro.
इसको कौन बुलाया?
But just like in the movie ticket queue, not everyone is buying tickets to watch the movie. Some of them are buying it so they can resell it at a higher price. Economists call this as arbitrage, when you basically buy a product at a low price and resell it at a higher price. The very same thing happens in sneaker markets as well. People buy these limited edition of Nike sneakers and resell this at 3x or even 10x the price. And they're able to do this because just like an SRK movie, there's a lot of hype around the sneakers, which increases the demand and therefore the value of the sneakers. Adding to that, these sneakers are also limited edition. So it makes the product scarce, which reduces the supply and again increases the value of the sneaker. Now, I want to touch upon how these sneakers can actually be an investment. The legendary investor Warren Buffett once said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. He was speaking about investing in appreciating assets like stocks, gold, and today it can even be sneakers. According to Business Insider, in 2011, if you had invested 9,000 rupees on these Nike Max sneakers with a limited edition plutonium case, your investment would have grown 5,530% in value to 4,95,000 on the resale market, which is literally way more than the Nifty index. This appreciating value of sneakers has turned them into an asset class much like gold, real estate or stocks. People buy it to sell or hold it for a long time. Now, what are the factors that makes these second-hand shoes so expensive to buy? Watch this to understand what are the major factors affecting the price of the shoe.
Hi.
Yeah, ये same shoes MC Stan ने पहना था ना?
Exactly. Next comes is rarity. You can see this was worn by Michael Jordan last. Next comes availability. This one is only available in Delhi.
बैंगलोर में आएगा क्या?
तेरे को बोला ना, बैंगलोर में नहीं मिलेगा, सिर्फ दिल्ली. Next is shipping. You can get your shoe within 24 hours or within a week depending upon your city. And finally, we have legitimacy. छोड़ो, ये वाला फेक है, 150 रुपया देगा. ये वाला रियल है, इसको 15,000 बोल दे.
This is Vedant Lamba, the founder of Main Street TV, one of India's largest reselling platforms. He gave us some crazy insights on the reselling ecosystem.
Reselling sneakers is a little bit like trading the stock market, but it's also a little bit like trading Pokemon cards. Not every sneaker you pick up will be like a holographic Charizard or something super rare. I don't know that space very well, but you get what I'm saying. General idea is that this space, while completely legal, is not exactly regulated. So there's a lot of risks involved when you're participating and engaging in the area. You want to be really careful and do your research. A good way to go about that is to be aware of all of the factors and all of the players involved in the space. I'm going to run you through a few of them really quickly. So at the top of everything, you have retailers. When Nike sells you a shoe directly or they work with stores like Veg, Non-Veg, that's a retailer. You're getting the shoe directly from the brand. Super safe, but hard to get your items on shoes. Pricing is excellent, 100% legitimate. You get the picture. Next up, you have something known as consumer resellers. This is people who sort of got lucky getting an expensive shoe at the retail price and just want to flip it for a quick profit because they don't want to keep it. Now, consumer resellers always give you good prices, but of course they'll have no options, aren't easy to find them, it's a complicated space. And then there's a bunch of other factors that play in here. You could very well get scammed, there's no reputation involved. After consumers, you'll find sort of active resellers, people who are buying and selling for a living on WhatsApp groups, sometimes on Instagram pages. Now, variety increases here, but it's not too much. Pricing will go up slightly, but not too much. Speed will be better than when you're shopping from like a consumer because, it's not his main job, it is this guy's main job. But now legitimacy, easy to get scammed in this space. Post this, you have something known as buy-sell trade stores. Stores that are usually physical brick-and-mortar locations that will always be buying inventory from active resellers, consumer sellers, try their luck at retailers. Spots like this, wider variety, pricing is decent, speed is okay, they're not usually well adept online and such, and chances of fakes significantly lower. Next up, you have consignment stores. Now these stores usually have way wider variety because they're not committed to investing capital in making purchases of the product. They will take on whatever a reseller wants to sell with them and list it for a commission on top. So these guys will have way more inventory. They usually were better structured. Their legitimacy pretty strong. And then last of all, sort of the widest variety of everything available is usually trading platforms. Spots where there's no physical inventory, they're usually online based and they list anything for anybody. The one caveat being that they will authenticate it and verify it before sending it over to you. Shipping timelines is usually tight here. Pricing is usually best in the market aside from say like from a consumer directly. It's not the best experience because of how much time it'll involve. The chances of that item, you waiting for it and the item still being fake. Long story short, there's these 6 different players. Each of them have their own factors, their own pros and cons, and you want to evaluate everything before taking your decision. The more research you put into it, the higher are your chances of satisfaction. Net, that's sort of what the sneaker resale ecosystem looks like. And if you're trying to buy some shoes conveniently, you should go shop at Main Street. See you.
In India, brands like Main Street Street, Superkick, and Veg Non-Veg have built a reputation for dealing authentic sneakers over many years. So sneakerheads genuinely trust them, unlike that dude you met at a party that one time. Today, the sneaker fever has escalated with the rise of social media platforms like YouTube and Instagram. Sneaker reselling is almost a $90 billion market and is predicted to grow to $100 billion very soon. Now you might think, why are Nike, Adidas and other brands even allowing this? They can just kill the reselling market by making more shoes. The answer to that is this entire ecosystem is free marketing for Nike and it's more value to the brand, so it's in their best interest to continue to support them. Anyway, that is all about sneakers. If you'd like to learn more about business and economics, check out some of our other videos and subscribe to AevyTV.